Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into the massive, and I mean truly massive, advertising opportunity that is connected TV in India. The living room has become the new frontier for digital advertising, and we're going to show you exactly why. Okay, let's just start with the number that's turning heads everywhere. 2,500 crore rupees. That's what's being spent on ads on connected TV, or CTV, in India right now. And get this market isn't even mature yet. This number is absolutely exploding. All this spending is part of a trend we're calling India's CTV Gold Rush. It's a huge shift in how people are watching their favorite shows, and more importantly, how brands can reach them. And it's all happening incredibly fast. To really get a sense of the scale, just look at this number. By the end of 2025, we're talking about over 60 million Indian households watching content on connected TVs. And listen, that's not 60 million people. That's 60 million households, each with multiple viewers. The numbers are just staggering. So what's behind this incredible 21% year-over-year growth? Well, it's really a perfect storm. First, they're more affordable than ever. You can get a smart TV for as little as 10,000 rupees. Then you've got fiber and broadband rolling out nationwide, giving people the speed they need to stream. And maybe most importantly, there's a huge boom in amazing regional content that gives families a real reason to gather around that big screen. And this shift is obviously having a huge impact on where the ad money is going. CTV is just grabbing a bigger and bigger slice of the digital ad pie. It's set to jump from 12% to 18% of all digital video spending by 2025. It's simple, really. Brands are following the eyeballs. Okay, so we've seen just how big this opportunity is. But who exactly is sitting in these 60 million living rooms? Because let's be real, it's not just about how many people are watching, but who they are. The biggest mistake an advertiser could make is to think of this as just one giant audience. They're not just CTV viewers. The real secret, the real opportunity, is in understanding all the different groups that are now gathered together in the living room. So before we break down who these people are, we have to get our heads around one central idea: co-viewing. This is all about that shared family screen time that really defines the whole CTV experience. We're talking about families spending over 3.5 hours a day watching together, usually with their phones in hand. It's this really unique dual-screen world. And this is where it gets really strategic. Just look at how different these viewers are. You've got your urban premium family buying a fancy new TV as a lifestyle upgrade to watch the IPL, so they're going to respond to cool, interactive ads during the match. But then you have a young professional who cares way more about a slick interface for gaming and YouTube. And then, completely different again, you have buyers in Tier 2 cities grabbing cheap TVs just so they can watch regional shows on JioCinema. See? Each group has a different reason for buying and a different way of watching, which means your ad strategy can't be one size fits all. It just won't work. Okay, so we know why the market's growing, and we've got a good idea of who we're talking to. The next question is obvious, right? How do you actually build a campaign that wins on CTV? Let's get into the playbook. For advertisers, CTV brings 3 just game-changing advantages to the table. First, you can target an entire household, which is perfect for this new cookieless world. Second, you can actually drive conversions by getting them to take action on that second screen, the phone that's right there in their hand. And finally, you get the power of programmatic, which means your ads can change in real time based on their location, the time of day, or even the show they're watching. And that connection between the TV and the phone, it's incredibly powerful. And this isn't just a theory. We're seeing brands get real results, like cutting their costs for app installs by around 24% just by using CTV to grab their attention first and then drive those downloads. So here it is, a blueprint for a full funnel campaign. You start at the top with awareness, using these big, unmissable ads that just take over the screen. Then for engagement, you can use something clever like a pause ad, which only shows up when someone hits pause. You have their complete attention. To drive conversion, you hit them with a QR code they can scan with their phone. Then, you reinforce that message later with other ads, and of course, you measure everything. It's the entire customer journey, all on one platform. Okay, last but definitely not least, let's talk about something that's critical for any advertiser: making sure your money is well spent and actually delivering results. How do you guarantee quality and a solid ROI in this new space? Look, a huge concern with any new digital channel is always going to be ad fraud. And the risk here is very real. Without the right kind of verification, up to half, that's 50% of your CTV ad spend could be totally wasted on impressions that a real person never even saw. But here's the good news. The solution is actually pretty straightforward. First, you stick to brand-safe environments, like the software built right into the TVs by the manufacturers themselves. It's much harder for fraudsters to mess with those. And second, you absolutely insist on using trusted third-party verification partners who can give you independent proof that real people saw your ads. You know, everything we've talked about really points to this one fundamental shift, and this quote just nails it. By 2025, CTV won't be just another screen you add to your media plan. It's going to be the strategic channel for making a big impact with your advertising in India. I mean, think about it. This is your chance to get on the biggest, most important screen in the house. It's an opportunity to connect with premium, super engaged audiences, entire families at once, in a way that's completely measurable. That's something you could never do with old school TV. So, we'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. The Indian consumer has officially moved into the connected living room. The only question for advertisers now is, are you going to be there with them?